August 2025. 20 elite North Korean submarine soldiers seized a South Korean vessel on a covert mission. What they found inside shattered everything they'd been taught about the greatest country on Earth. Faced with a choice between certain death and freedom, all 20 made the same decision. This is their untold story. Where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to hear more testimonies the world needs to know. It all started like this. July 2025. I was stationed at a secret naval base near Cheongjin in North Hamgyong Province, Unit 11 under the Reconnaissance General Bureau, a Maritime Special Forces unit. 20 of us. All elite soldiers trained to operate Sang-O-class submarines. My hometown is Sunam District in Cheongjin, a harbor town. As a kid, my favorite thing was going to the port with my father, watching the ships. Growing up with that salt air, submarines felt like destiny. My father fought in the Korean War as a People's Army soldier. South Korea is an American colony. We must liberate them. He said that until the day he died. I believed every word. We were taught we lived in the greatest country. We thought we were happy thanks to the great leader. When I was selected for Special Forces, I felt so proud. I swore to become a sword defending the homeland. Every morning at 6 a.m., we started the day with submarine drills. Deep diving, torpedo firing, enemy infiltration training. Physically exhausting, but our spirits ran high. We will punish the South Korean puppets. That thought filled my chest with pride. But sometimes things felt strange. After training, our rations were just corn rice and salt soup. Nothing more. Even though we were elite. They said Pyongyang officials ate white rice and meat. Why were we always hungry? Then I'd shake my head. To fight the imperialists, we must endure this hardship. I thought about my mother. She starved to death during the arduous march in the 90s. I was 10. Her last words still ring in my ears. "Misun, you must survive. For the homeland." Remembering that made my eyes well up. One day in July 2025, the political officer assembled us. "Comrades, finally the homeland calls. Seize the South Korean puppet submarine." The order came. We cheered. Finally our chance to prove ourselves. Back then I had no idea. This operation would completely change my life. That everything we'd learned was a lie. That night I couldn't sleep. Not from fear, but excitement. Tomorrow we'd become heroes. The youngest soldier on the next bunk tossed and turned. "Commander, can't sleep?" "Yeah. You neither, huh?" We laughed quietly. "If the operation succeeds tomorrow, will we get medals?" he asked. "Of course. We'll be heroes of the Republic." I thought about my family back north. My husband Park Min-ho and our 2 daughters. Couldn't tell them about this operation. Military secret. When I get back, I'll tell the kids all about it. That thought made my chest swell with pride. I'd become a soldier fighting for my country, just like my father. My eldest Minji is 15. She loves the sea, just like me. My youngest Sookyung is 12. Smart girl. Her teacher said she could go to university. "When Mom becomes a hero, you'll be so proud, won't you?" I whispered to them in my heart. My husband Min-ho came to mind. 16 years married. Still tender with me. "Honey, I'll come back safely. Wait for me," I promised myself. Looking around, 20 comrades lay sleeping. With them, any mission could succeed. We were elite. Tomorrow our names would echo throughout the Republic. August 11th, 2025. Operation Day arrived. 4 a.m. We boarded the Sang-O-class submarine. 20 tense faces. The political officer gave final instructions. "Seize the South Korean puppet submarine. This is the homeland's command." We shouted slogans. "Defend to the death. Victory is certain." In that moment, we truly felt like heroes. The submarine slowly submerged. In the dark waters, only the sonar screen flickering, we held our breath. "Target acquired!" the communications officer yelled. A South Korean submarine detected in international waters off the East Sea. My palms sweated. My heart pounded like it would explode. Approaching. "All crew, combat stations," I gave the order. We quietly closed in on the South Korean submarine. Like my father infiltrating enemy lines during the Korean War, I felt that same tension. Suddenly, an alarm blared from the South Korean side. "We're spotted." Both submarines fired torpedoes simultaneously. Underwater explosions erupted. Our submarine shook violently. "Damage report." "Hull intact, thank God." The South Korean submarine began evasive maneuvers too. An underwater chase began. "Surface! Surface!" The South Korean submarine broke through the water. We followed quickly. Above water, an even fiercer battle broke out. Machine gun fire roared from both sides. Bullets rained down. Then a lifeboat launched from the South Korean side. "Crew evacuating!" our soldiers shouted. South Korean military personnel started boarding the lifeboat. Helicopter sounds overhead. "Rescue chopper, they're escaping!" I hesitated for a moment. Should I shoot? But the order was to seize the submarine, not kill. "Cease fire, secure the submarine only," I yelled. All South Korean crew escaped via lifeboats and helicopters. We boarded the empty South Korean submarine. Mission success, submarine secured. The crew cheered. I felt happy too. We'd finally done it. But that joy didn't last long. The moment we opened the hatch and went inside, we all fell silent. What we saw, we couldn't believe it. It was clean. Too clean and modern. Completely different from our submarine. Fluorescent lights shone brightly. The floor sparkled. "Is this a South Korean submarine?" one soldier asked in a trembling voice. I couldn't answer, just stared blankly around. This was just the beginning. The real shock came next. "Commander, look at this." A soldier pointed to a paper on the wall. A duty schedule. They get 2 days off per week. We get 1 day per month. Everyone nodded silently at those words. Another soldier opened a locker. "There's a letter here. From home." The envelope had beautiful handwriting, "To my beloved husband." Looking at that letter, we felt conflicted. The enemy we'd been taught to hate, they missed their families too, just like us. "Comrades, let's go deeper inside," I said. Something felt uneasy. The more we saw, the more we'd realize everything we'd learned was wrong. We walked down the corridor. Safety notices hung on the walls, written in Hangul, our language but slightly different. Crew safety is the top priority. Those kinds of phrases caught my eye. In North Korea, it says, "Sacrifice your life for the supreme leader." A soldier touched a fire extinguisher. This is new too. We used 10-year-old ones. Every little thing was different. My head grew complicated. Do we really live in the greatest country? A thought I'd never questioned my whole life. Now my certainty wavered. All 20 of us must be thinking the same thing. We stepped deeper into the submarine. We just stood there stunned. The first thing that caught my eye was the cafeteria. Food still sitting on the tables. Chocolate, snacks, canned goods, cup noodles. Things we'd never seen in our lives. Is this real? The youngest soldier picked up a chocolate bar with trembling hands. The wrapper gleamed. We passed that chocolate around, touching it. In North Korea, only officials ate chocolate. Here it was piled high. We opened the refrigerator. What was inside? Milk, juice, yogurt, meat, fruit. "This is what soldiers eat," one soldier muttered. We couldn't even get proper corn rice and salt soup. Next, we looked at the sleeping quarters. Individual beds, clean blankets and pillows, personal lockers for each person. In our submarine, 20 of us took turns sleeping in cramped spaces. Here, everyone had their own bed. Photos hung on the wall next to the beds. South Korean soldiers with their families. Children smiling brightly. Wives in pretty clothes. Clean houses. One photo showed a family at an amusement park. A child holding cotton candy, laughing. My heart collapsed. My 2 sons never wore clothes like that. Amusement parks were impossible dreams. I thought of my children who'd get so happy over a single potato cake on holidays. "Commander, look at this." The communications officer called me over. A laptop and smartphone sat on the desk. We'd never touched such things. He carefully opened the laptop. The screen lit up. A family photo appeared on the desktop. 4 people looking happy. I turned my head away. Couldn't look anymore. We went into the bathroom. Clean toilet, sink, even a shower. The soap smelled nice. In our submarine, we'd go a month without washing. The towels were soft and clean. A soldier opened a drawer. A letter inside. "Daddy, come home soon. We miss you. Love you." A child's letter. Crooked handwriting, but full of care. Seeing that letter, my knees almost buckled. What had we done? We'd attacked the father of that happy family. We were fathers too. All 20 of us stayed silent. Everyone's heads hung low. Some soldiers cried. We'd realized it. Everything we'd learned our whole lives was a lie. South Korea is an American colony. The people are starving. That's what they taught us. But here, food overflowed. South Korean soldiers are barbarians. That's what they taught us. But they were ordinary fathers who loved their families, just like us. That night, we couldn't say a word. Everyone lost in their own thoughts. What had we been fighting for all this time? One soldier quietly cried, his shoulders shaking. I walked over, put my hand on his shoulder. "You okay?" "Commander." "What?" "What have I been living for?" he asked. I couldn't answer either. Night deepened. Everyone slept, but I couldn't. Looked at the northern sky. Beyond there, our families waited. Suddenly, this thought struck me. Are we the only ones being deceived? Are all 25 million compatriots being fooled? My chest felt heavy. When morning came, what decision would we make? Should we return to the north? Or other soldiers couldn't sleep either, tossing and turning. Someone sighed. Outside, only the sound of waves. A quiet night, but our hearts shook like a typhoon. Dawn began to break. Around 5 a.m. maybe. I made up my mind. Tomorrow. No, today I need to talk honestly with the comrades. This silence had to be broken. That night we didn't sleep at all. What we'd seen inside the South Korean submarine wouldn't leave our minds. The chocolate, clean beds, happy family photos. So different from everything we'd learned our whole lives. Around 2 a.m. I quietly gathered the crew. We sat around the cafeteria, all 20 faces exhausted. For a long time no one spoke. Comrades, I broke the silence first. Let's talk honestly. What we saw here, what do you think? Silence followed. Everyone's heads down. Commander, the oldest sergeant spoke in a trembling voice. I'm shocked. We were taught South Korea was hell. But this, it's like heaven. Several nodded at his words. The youngest soldier said through tears, my mother died during the arduous march, from starvation. But here the fridge is full of food. What were we? Did we live worse than dogs? A soldier pounded the table with his fist. We were fooled, completely fooled. The great leader, happy homeland, all lies. Anger erupted. But opposing voices existed too. Still, we're soldiers. We swore loyalty to the homeland. A lieutenant said carefully, what are we supposed to do here? I took a deep breath. Comrades, I thought about this all night. We have a choice. Everyone looked at me. We take this submarine and go to South Korea. What? Several cried out in shock. Defection? That's treason. Treason? I asked back. Who deceived and starved us? Who let our families die? My voice shook. Everyone, think about the families we left behind. Don't those children deserve to live like this too? Silence fell. One soldier spoke. But Commander, if we defect, the families we left in the north are in danger. They'll be dragged to political prison camps. My heart felt like it was tearing apart. He was right. I'd left my wife and children in the north too. My 2 sons' faces came to mind. I know. My sons are there too. My throat choked up. But comrades, they'll starve to death there anyway. Better that we survive and someday find a way to save them. A soldier wiped tears and said, the commander's right. We'll die here or die going back to North Korea, same difference. Let's choose freedom instead. We voted. Comrades who support defection, raise your hands. Hands slowly began to rise. 1, 2, 3. Eventually, all 20 raised their hands. The lieutenant who'd hesitated longest raised his trembling hand too. It's decided. I said, we take this submarine to South Korea. We risk our lives to find freedom. All 20 of us hugged each other and cried. That dawn, we looked at the northern sky one last time. Our families were there. I'm sorry. And please wait. We'll meet again. I said to my sons in my heart. Dawn broke. A new beginning. Or maybe the real beginning of life. August 12, 2025, 5 a.m. We began departure preparations. Had to learn how to operate the South Korean submarine. Fortunately, the basic structure was similar. The communications officer examined the instrument panel. Commander, fuel is sufficient. We can reach South Korea. Good. Let's go, I ordered. The submarine engine slowly started turning. A rumbling sound echoed. All 20 faces tense. This was the moment we crossed a bridge with no return. Begin dive! The submarine slowly sank into the water. 50 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters depth. The deeper we went, the faster my heart beat. Outside the window, only pitch-black sea. Course south-southeast, maintain speed 15 knots. The navigator reported. We started leaving North Korean waters. 1 hour passed, then 2. Everyone held their breath. Suddenly, the radio crackled. North Korean headquarters. Unit 11, respond. Operation time exceeded. Return immediately. My hand trembled, but I turned off the radio. Commander, there's no going back now. The deputy commander said. Once we cut communications, headquarters will notice soon. He was right. The chase would begin shortly. Sure enough, an hour later, the sonar detected something. Commander, high-speed boats behind us. The communications officer shouted urgently. 2. No, 3. They've already started chasing. I muttered. Dive deeper, depth 300 meters. The submarine descended further. My ears felt clogged. Above us, the sound of North Korean patrol boats passed. The propeller noise rumbled loudly. Comrades, absolute silence. I whispered. All 20 of us barely breathed. Boom! Suddenly an explosion. Depth charges! A soldier yelled. The North Korean patrol boat had dropped depth charges. The submarine shook violently. Water began leaking from the ceiling. Damage report! Minor leak, we can seal it. Thank God. But another depth charge exploded. Boom, boom, depth charges kept dropping. I thought of my father. Was he this scared during the Korean War? Did he tremble like this trying to survive on the battlefield? Father, help me. I prayed silently. Commander, oxygen is low, the engineer reported. At this rate, we only have 2 hours. At deep depths, oxygen depletes quickly. We have to endure. Just a little more until the northern limit line, I said. Once we're there, we're free. One soldier struggled, coughing. Oxygen deprivation symptoms. Another soldier removed his oxygen mask and handed it over. Take mine. I'm fine. That's what comradeship means. The depth charge sounds grew distant. The patrol boats are passing, the communications officer said with relief. We all exhaled deeply, but it wasn't over yet. Large contact on sonar. The communications officer's face went pale. A destroyer! A North Korean destroyer is tracking us. Cold sweat ran down my back. A destroyer. Much larger than us. More accurate sonar, too. Now we were really in danger. Father in heaven, Mother. I prayed silently. Please help us. Protect us as we head toward freedom. Outside the window, still pitch black. But we kept heading south, toward freedom. The North Korean destroyer's sonar searched for us. A pinging sound echoed through the submarine, like a death signal. Comrades, don't move at all, I whispered. All 20 of us even stopped breathing. The destroyer passed right overhead. Slowly, so slowly, the sonar sound grew closer. Ping, ping, ping. Finding our position. My heart felt ready to explode. Commander, they've located us, the communications officer said in a trembling voice. In that moment, the sound of the sky collapsing. Boom, boom, boom! Depth charges exploded in succession. The submarine shook violently. An instrument panel fell from the ceiling. One soldier got hurt on the head. I'm fine, fine, he yelled while wiping blood. But he wasn't fine at all. Water started leaking, the floor filled with water. Leak, seal the leak. The engineers rushed over. They blocked the gaps with wet rags, but water kept coming in. Oxygen concentration 15%, the engineer shouted. Normal is 21%. Breathing became increasingly difficult. One soldier collapsed. Wake up, Comrade Kim. His colleague shook him. I had to make a decision. Surface. But Commander, if we surface, the destroyer will spot us. We have no choice. We'll all die like this. The submarine slowly began rising. 300 meters, 200 meters, 100 meters. As the depth decreased, tension rose. Just a little more, just a little more. Everyone prayed. When we neared the surface, suddenly the sonar alarm blared. Enemy vessel 200 meters starboard. They found us. I thought it was over. But the communications officer shouted again. Wait, the enemy vessel is changing course. What? Heading west. They seem to have lost us. A miracle. The destroyer's sonar must have mistaken us for a reef. God helped us. All 20 of us sighed with relief. Now, emergency surface. The submarine shot above water. Opening the hatch, fresh air poured in. Air! Air! Everyone inhaled deeply. But the joy was brief. Behind us, the destroyer turned around. They're chasing again. We had to dive again. Dive, quickly! This time, the battery was the problem. Commander, only 10% battery left, the engineer reported. At this rate, we can't go even an hour. 1 hour is enough, I said. 40 minutes to the northern limit line. We just have to last until then. The crew encouraged each other. Let's hold on a bit more. We can do this. Let's survive together and step on South Korean soil. That's what comradeship means. During the Korean War, our fathers must have relied on each other like this, fighting together. I remembered Cheongjin Harbor, my hometown, watching the sea as a child, holding my father's hand. Father, I'm heading toward freedom now. The freedom you dreamed of. Commander, something ahead. A soldier with binoculars shouted. What is it? Can't see clearly. It's a ship, a big ship. My heart pounded. Could that be the South Korean Navy or another North Korean ship? The moment of destiny approached. Could that be a Korean ship? a soldier asked in a trembling voice. I couldn't be sure either, but we had no choice but to get closer. Full speed ahead. The submarine headed toward that ship. As we got closer, the outline became clearer. Gray hull, large guns, and a flag waving at the stern. Taguchi! It's the Taguchi! A soldier shouted. All 20 of us cheered. We're saved! We made it! We hugged each other and cried. But the joy was brief. The Korean warship suddenly sounded an alarm. Unidentified submarine detected. All crew, battle stations. Come to think of it, that made sense. We were North Korean soldiers who'd seized a South Korean submarine. From the South Korean Navy's perspective, we were an enemy vessel. Commander, they might shoot us. The deputy commander said urgently. We have to send a signal quickly. I grabbed the radio. This is a North Korean Special Forces unit. We are defecting. Don't shoot. Please help us. The Korean warship responded. Identify yourselves. Open the hatch and come out. A tense voice. I looked at the crew. Comrades, let's go. It's really over now. We opened the hatch and went up to the deck. The sunlight was blinding. How long since we'd seen sunlight? All 20 of us came out with hands raised. The Korean warship's guns aimed at us. We have no weapons, I shouted loudly. We are defectors, 20 North Korean Special Forces soldiers. I yelled until my voice was hoarse. A loudspeaker sound came from the Korean warship. Is there anyone else inside the submarine? No, just us. Drop your weapons. We already discarded all weapons. Tense time passed. We waited for a while. Then a rubber boat launched from the Korean warship. Special Forces soldiers were on board. Fully armed soldiers approached our submarine. Everyone get down, a South Korean soldier ordered. We lay face down on the deck. Special Forces searched inside the submarine. After a while, the call came. All clear, no civilians, defectors confirmed. Only then did the South Korean soldiers' expressions soften. Stand up. You're safe now. An officer approached and said, a gentle voice. They handed us blankets. In that moment, I collapsed. My legs gave out. We really made it. My throat choked up. The South Korean officer patted my shoulder. Yes, you're alive. Welcome to the Republic of Korea. Hearing those words, all 20 of us burst into tears. The youngest sobbed loudly. The old sergeant looked at the sky, wiping tears. Mother, father, I survived. I found freedom. We transferred to the Korean warship. The Taeguki fluttered on the deck, red and blue gleaming in the sunlight. Looking at that flag, tears came again. That flag we'd been taught to hate our whole lives. Now it was the flag that saved us. Bring warm water. More blankets needed. South Korean soldiers took care of us. Someone held my hand. You've been through a lot, haven't you? You're okay now. At that warm touch, tears came again. The warship began sailing south. Looking back, the northern sea grew more distant. Our families were there. I'm sorry. And please wait, I said again in my heart. Looking ahead, the southern coastline appeared. Land. The land of freedom. 20 of us looked at that land together. The moment a new life began. August 12, 2025 afternoon. We arrived at a naval base on the East Coast. When I first stepped on Korean soil, my legs shook. I couldn't believe we'd really arrived. All 20 of us knelt right there, touched our foreheads to the ground. Thank you, thank you. The first thing that surprised us was the lights. Even though it was night, everything was bright. The lights stay on 24 hours, a soldier asked. A Korean soldier smiled and answered, yes, it's always bright here. In North Korea, nights were pitch black. They guided us to the base cafeteria. Food laid out on the tables. Hamburgers, chicken, ramen, kimbap, rice balls. Can we eat all this? The youngest asked carefully. Of course. Eat as much as you want. We ate while crying. When was the last time we'd eaten our fill like this? We showered. Warm water poured down. The soap smelled good. We hadn't washed properly in over a month. We received clean clothes too. Wearing new clothes, it felt like becoming a new person. The next day, National Intelligence Service interviews began. Which unit did you belong to? What motivated your defection? Where is your family? Many questions. But the investigators were kind. Not suspicious eyes, but eyes that wanted to help. A month later, we entered Hanwon, a place where North Korean defectors receive adaptation training. There, we learned South Korean life. How to use banks, ride the subway, use smartphones. Everything was fascinating. The most shocking thing was the convenience store. Open 24 hours. You could go buy things even in the middle of the night. This is freedom. I truly felt it. Being able to buy what you want when you want. I tried the internet for the first time. Typed North Korea in the search bar. Countless information appeared. Kim Jong-un news, North Korean economic situation, defector stories. Being able to freely view information felt amazing, unimaginable in North Korea. We went to a mart too. Goods piled like mountains. Snacks, drinks, fruit, meat, fish. Is this heaven? One soldier muttered. We'd lived our whole lives dependent on rations. Here you could buy whatever you wanted. But it wasn't all happiness. Every night I couldn't sleep thinking about family. My 2 sons left in the north, my wife. Kids, Dad is sorry. But I'll definitely bring you someday. I prayed every night. Other soldiers felt the same. Some left elderly mothers, some left young daughters. We gained freedom but lost our families. This is the pain of defection. I missed my hometown, Cheongjin-si, the harbor where I fished with my father as a child, the alleys where I played with friends. Sometimes it appears in dreams, dreams where my father beckons. Chulsu, you did well. You found freedom. Now I work at a North Korean defector support organization, helping newly arrived defectors. I came just like you. It's hard at first, but you'll adapt soon. Don't give up. That's how I encourage them. I give lectures too, at schools, churches, civic organizations. Do you know how precious freedom is? I ask audiences. I risk my life to find freedom. You just enjoy it. Please live gratefully. Many elderly people come. They talk about families separated during the Korean War. My brother is in the north. Is he alive? Many cry. When unification comes, you'll definitely meet. I comfort them too. Unification, that's my dream. Someday when North and South become one. When that day comes, I want to go meet my sons. See my hometown sea again. Go to my father's grave and greet him. Father, we're unified. Now we're all free. Until then, I'll live cherishing this freedom and pray for the 25 million compatriots still in the North, that someday they too will enjoy this freedom. Everyone, don't forget freedom. How precious it is. Thank you.